Hey, this is Will Brown with Adapt Performance Consulting and PPD Baseball, and I'm here with Figured Out Baseball today, and I want to talk about awareness. In order to be at our best and stay consistent during a performance, we must have the awareness of what is going on physically, emotionally, and the mental state we're in. Awareness is also essential to long-term consistency. But a lot of times the problem we run into is during a competition or practice, whatever that may be, we aren't aware of the thoughts we are having, which are going to directly impact not only how we feel, but also how we perform. So I'm going to go over a skill that helps build that awareness so you can not only recognize where you're at, but also respond accordingly once you do have that awareness. I'm going to go through a model created by the great practitioner, Dr. Ken Ravizza, called Stoplight. The stoplight model builds that awareness by recognizing what color you are in based on your indicators. So there's going to be 3 levels of readiness, and those are green, yellow, and red, just like stoplights. So the first one I'm going to go over is green. So if you are in green, you are performing optimally. So you're performing at your best, right? Your some indicators might be you're locked in on the task at hand, you feel prepared, ready, confident, and you having just productive thoughts, and emotionally and the intensity level you at are where they need to be for you to perform at your best. So responses to staying green is just to stay present moment focused and continue to do the things you're already doing to be in green. So just staying present moment focused. So now we're gonna go to yellow level readiness. Now your performance is on shaky grounds, right? You might not be performing as well as you think you should. And indicators of you being in yellow include being rattled, not being as confident, having some doubt, just feeling off, less focused, maybe a little rumination, and having some now counterproductive self-talk. It's not always necessarily a bad thing, because honestly, it's unrealistic to think you will always be performing in that green level readiness. But the key here is to make sure while you're in yellow, you don't lose control and get to that red, right? So responses to go from yellow to green can include just taking some deliberate breaths, having a release. For me, that release was staring at a spot in the ground for 5 seconds and just counting, right? Some people like to kick dirt to indicate that play is over. Some people like to mess with the gloves. Whatever works for you, just something that's going to shift your focus away, or maybe even taking a tactical pause. Now we're going to get to that red level of readiness. Here you have lost control completely, right? Indicators could be you're scared, you're rattled, you're tense, you can't focus, you feel like you have no control of your performance, and you're only having counterproductive thoughts. Some responses to get back to yellow could be just stepping away from what you're doing for a minute, right? So longer than tactical pause, more deliberate breathing for an extended period of time, having a release, or even remembering past performance when you did well, right? This is going to remind yourself what you were doing well and get you just seeing yourself in a positive light. That can also help. And also you're in a team sport in baseball, right? So you're in a team sport. So relying or even focusing on others in the team setting can take that focus off you and get you back to that yellow level of readiness. So again, this is called the stoplight model, and it's simply bringing awareness to where you're at. And by having awareness, you're going to have those benefits of long-term consistency and just knowing where you're at in any given moment to help you get to be where you want to be. So the first step in performance or in change or improving is awareness. And this model is going to help you do that. This was Will Brown with Adapt Performance Consulting and PPD Baseball. Now this spoke about awareness. Please check out my next video on routines and attention. Thank y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to Figured Out Baseball. If you're watching on the figuredoutbaseball.com website, I hope you check out the Figured Out Baseball store and grab yourself some gear to help support this totally free resource. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you keep up with all the cool stuff that we do. For you podcast listeners, we've also got our podcast now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Figure It Out Baseball, the home of hundreds of free videos from dozens of college and professional coaches and specialists from great schools like this. So tell your friends about figuredoutbaseball.com, the world's #1 online coaching tool.